Whatever it was that you did to me, you did it good, 'cause I'm in love. You can see, you did it good.
Head sent into a spin by the gentle grin of this sylvan kin with silken skin. Considering the many sins we're committing, tickling her chin and stimulating a nipple ring with the tip of my tongue. Licking my lips at this vixen's existence, 'cause this is it. Predicting a permanent fixture and insisting on leaving the light on. A special mixture of both crisp sex and enlightened type that constricts my chest and makes my mind tighten. Striking while the fires are hot for this top totty with the rocking body. From top to bottom, you got to watch crossing the lobby, 'cause it stops me dead in my tracks. Utter amazement at the front of my brain, but bed at the back. Watching her stepping with attitude. And when we get back to the flat, we can perfect those well-practiced moves, pursuing that ultimately classic groove with two bodies in rhythm like the tick of a clock. Locked into living, lost in the vision of rocking limbs, so I've forgotten the beginning of this copulator readings, working amongst the perspiration drops dripping with optimum precision through every possible position on the tabletop in the kitchen. I'm addicted, and you've got my prescription, in that I've got your positive toxins lost in the system, that my heart's pumping while my mind's partially fronting, asking, are you sure you want to be starting something? I thought you'd learn last time after the scars had sunk in, how star-crossed lovers end up in rows, scowls and loud arguments, petty politics like parliament and putting an end to partying, and part of me's agreeing, but it just doesn't mean a damn thing. When your hands advance along the tracks of my back, ha, it makes me feel like dancing.
Whatever it was that you did to me, you did it good, 'cause I'm in love. You can see, you did it good. Whatever it was that you did to me, you did it good, 'cause I'm in love. You can see, you did it good.
Damn, you done it so good, you got my heartstrings sewn up. Soaking up your hopefulness as you sitting totally focused on my angry rants against the jokers who plan to socially control us, all stoked up till our toes stretch. One meeting advised and I realised it ain't all hopeless for these over-evolved beasts beating with spite on the tree of life to see how much it can soak up. And though I don't trust mankind as a whole, just ask for the loan and I'd hand you my soul. Soaked in emotion, smouldering but unbroken. And I'm poking fun at you gently about smoking you out my memory with dope aplenty, but you know they ain't meant to be taken as serious threats. No searing regrets, tears or upsets to delirious sex, and no fear of your ex, the period direct this into connection. 'Cause he's living in Peckham, and when you're speaking, you're spitting his name with venom. Used to hit you for 6, using his fist to threaten. So if I ever catch him, I'll kill him with pleasure, for the mark scarred with the end of a cigarette on your midsection. But you're begging me to leave it so you can forget him, and I'm accepting your decision in that I'm moving with discretion. And rather than doing it personally, letting the work be done by 6 fellas with weapons, 'cause someone's got to teach that dick a lesson. So forgive me for messing in your affairs, but I care too much. My troubles are soothed away by your gaze and remain unused like a spare toothbrush. Lost in the archive like haunted in various bloomers, and there's barely a rumour of trouble on the horizon lying horizontal. And without an obstacle in our past, happiness is properly possible. And I'm not Aristotle, but I reckon I've got a grip on this philosophy. Problems stop when I've got you on top of me.
Whatever it was that you did to me, you did it good, 'cause I'm in love. You can see, you did it good. Whatever it was that you did to me, you did it good, 'cause I'm in love. You can see, you did it good.
Roasted blueberry. Scor, spit that verse for me. Right from times of the AP. I'm walking intro. Skills me until the day I decay. My life is a screenplay. Until night I couldn't see day. And you could pause my progress but never replay. Unique wordplay, I raise up curtains. The iron wings gather up force that's unmatchable. We build vocals up piece by piece. Peace through war, I see through wars and hear on vines. Nothing has changed cause the spite is still present. It's Mulholland Drive, you cry but feel pleasure. I'm present with the scores from years from way back. With Apocraphe from Leicester, Nazca lines, and I'm here, caps is offshore. In my burgundy Rockports, I leave gaps. The alopecia is present here. We tour Europe and gather up the credit, pursued by young women who are hypnotized by it. We're stars in our own rights, quoted in magazines. But could I cope with the excesses of it? Room flights, long haul onto Japan. I put the show up for my kinfolk out in the Isle of Man. I'm budgie when I rock, time's ticking by us now. The John Walker intro is how the band are pronounced. These unrivaled voices, sung in a sequence, magnetize the female species in an instant. Reminiscent of old times passing through Steway. A skillsman to the day I decay.
Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. We're undetachable from the thunderous fact that these wondrous cats are unmatchable. Another batch full of bad attitude from this bastard handful of casted characters, capturing nastiness with every rasping breath. Three actual Rasputins laughing at death from the back of our chests. Shooters, stabbers will be back at our best in a matter of sex. Mastering successful sex while our success was a seductress with the loveliest legs. As untouched as when the Goonies left with the stuff in their keks, but couldn't get to the rest. So under the chest, sunk with the wreck into undiscovered depths. Three sore subjects with one ticket into the sunset, performing the ultimate lung test in these one-ton tongue slugfest. So fuck rest, sleep ain't possible when there's a job to be done. Here to prove that the popular teleoptics with lobotomy properties have got to be wrong. We live in life as the big fish performers in a small pond, showing our stuff to a frog chorus in a constant swan song, watching them hopping along, hypnotised by our lives like they high Armageddons. Kidnapping cats mid-act like where their mog is gone. These supercharged ass kickers move faster than the hot rods rocketing along at Le Mans. So rock along till the word drops of God's top gun. Every time the might's got to be won. It's Apocraphe, the unstoppable Don. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze.
Yo, hey yo, I ate space cake and mowed the lawn to iced tea tapes. Conversated with a snail and smoked for 3 days. Saw Charles Darwin in a vision, he was laughing his bollocks up. I roused the bottles in Rollitz's yard. My neighbour shot Queen's Elizabeth's a lizard to me, and the Masons are creating a plan to reproduce me. She never opens her curtains and laughs on her own. Dropped science with David Icke and retaught the class at home. The whole situation was kind of funny. They gave her medication faster than they gave her dough money. Walking through the land that lost time, forgot their stress. I guess Mr. Destiny lost his watch. Took a handshake, brown envelope and sold out. Fuck Lady Luck, ducked trust and sold his soul out. Tells of the unexpected life so deep. I knew a rich cat who swear yo his wife won't creep, till he caught her in his Jeep with his bodyguard Pete. They both looked surprised and sat up, stiff in the seat. Pulled his piece out, the bitchin' man was like, no way. He went crazy, now he's on trial like OJ. He's like, no
Wander
way.
through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze. Wander through our daily routines in a dream haze.
Life is like days in these nights when I write thoughts are deep, deeper. That's coming loud through your speaker. Speaker. Feels real good. Grab that shit. Feels real good. Grab that shit. Right through the dice. Grab that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. The statesman for the ununited nations is about to make a statement. Sorry to have kept you waiting, but I'll get straight away to the point. The placement of troops is the only representation of the average man, woman or child's voice, and that means you if you've been born in a less glorious country than this one. Although, of course, they're trained as guerrillas from infants, so we have to kill some. And the death of the occasional innocent is an infinitesimal price to pave the way to save the day from this evil dictator and replace the regime with a United States dream, where anyone can affect the state of the nation's schemes as long as you're a multi-millionaire or have the backing of a major corporation, and the people are finally born free. As long as you're not part of a minority. And even then there's a chance if you're spineless and mime along to our policies, cause we are of course an equal employer. Just keep your nose clean and follow the pipe dream of Condoleezza and Latoya. And as we destroy the culture, the countries we created only 60 years ago through conquest, old Babylon falls to new Babylon under bomb threats, and we're one step closer to total global unity. It's peace through war, and God's granted the peacemongers impunity due to the fact that we're the strongest. And with one breath of chemical air, we'll blow your straw huts down. If you try to hide there, then you're liable to die there, as we pioneer bigger and better weaponry. We never attack. We only defend ourselves offensively. And let me mention the one fact that's guaranteed to get you on track. Think of all the contracts for our companies to rebuild Iraq after the bomb blast. Well, now I bet you'll follow me. Hell, I reckon this war may save our economy single-handedly. And the companies that our allies are invested in will practically demand it, see, for truth, justice and American pump prices. These villains aren't civilized, they can't be left to their own devices. So we're righteous missionaries, soldiers who took capitalism's penny and represent the wishes of the few with the views of the many. So stand up for a land of plenty in a world of suffering. Long live democracy, and for its enemies, just destruction. Because it's peace through war. It's peace through war. Keep your hatred stored. Anyone who thinks different will bomb them back into oblivion. Cause it's peace through war. It's peace through war. Keep your hatred stored. Anyone who thinks different will bomb them into oblivion.
Just to let you know what I'm feeling. Focus the logical dice. No beef, no more. Focus the logical. Apocraphe. No beef, no more.
Concerning verbal hurting on the person while bursting, serving up discernible curses on those thirsty to be learning how I'm working the verbs and burning nerves like I'm bursting with infernal urges, surging through the circular circus of surface. I represent the devilishly elegant element of linguistic embellishment combined with the grimy, like when wine sediment is all that's in evidence of the remnants of the bottom of a bottle. But still think it is possible to knock it back and watch it dissolve all the obstacles like problem solved. Long Don Spilverbs, steel girls, and it's key to introduce geeks to the real world through how I wield words like wheel warriors breaking the face in adjacent, leaving the face replaced by the waves in the bass bin, putting on space mullets and shaving them strange fins, placing the trendy and the crazy paving, but ain't misbehaving, just saving my brain from wasting away by replacing the glazed gaze with the maze range. Before that straight away phase is just basically a phrase, so there's no need to wait before taking your place amongst the grateful dead, cause it's safer to be erased than face the Satan-led bread laced with hatred for the pasty-faced wasters whose fate it is to take their place and slash his snake pit. You're part of the Billy Bates clique, shaking like you was 80 with a fake hit, so face it, you're outdated, like a tasteless paisley waistcoat, an overgrown goatee and a face like Mr. Potato. You only lay the germinating seeds of words when I say so. Concerning verbal hurting on the person while bursting, serving up discernible curses on those thirsty to be learning how I'm working the verbs and burning nerves like I'm bursting with infernal urges, surging through the circular circus of surface. Refusing to be media manipulated, every time I speak is spit related. My hatred of the latest fakeness created by industry agents slips into statements that escape me in place with the faceless, fated to be rated as the greatest. So disillusioned with fools selling out truth for jewels that even my lips are jaded, as I'm skipping blinging to be bringing disgrace to slithering snake kids. My life lies in lines imprinted and wax plated. Think of all those who see walls as canvases attached to the pavement, out every night smashing the streets, keeping them graph related, carrying back the paint to the back breaking, spending any cash of theirs on that rather than a pair of snappy trainers. The passion remains there, locked in the heart of those who not stop even of being locked up for rocking their art. Now that's properly dark. Statement of state agent holding all aware properties plus the monopoly cards. When I'm dropping these bars, temperatures rise at my lines like blood in the nostrils of solitary sharks. I'm Jekyll and Hyde at the same time, and the horribly scarred monsters in charge. My prose makes a mosaic like shards from a pottery vase. My body's breakable, but the spirit is the indomitable part. Concerning verbal hurting on the person while bursting, serving up discernible curses on those thirsty to be learning how I'm working the verbs and burning nerves like I'm bursting with infernal urges, surging through the circular circus of surface.
Hambo, you are the stupidest the ignorantest, the dumbest.
Now, is that any way to talk about somebody who's been talking mighty pretty about you?
Just what have you been saying about me?
I said that you are the smartest man that I know.
Well, I thank you for the compliment, but I can't return it.
Yeah, you could if you told as big a lie as I did.
My intellect's Titanic in a world full of icebergs. It's able to make Darren Brown break down in tears of the material available to work with. 2 clowns short of a circus, 2 vouchers short of a purchase, a whole lot of brain power short of a purpose. My thoughts are deserted. No one's home although the lights on. My mind's wrong, faulty merchandise manufactured in Taiwan. The sort of guy who in 65 would have read between the lines wrong and invested his life savings in a diamond mine inside. God, I'm a ticking time bomb of half-formed opinions based on the Daily Mail. I've not got posture or presence, I've got built-in obsolescence. I was made to fail. Trying to photocopy a page of breath, my blind mate that told her to look up could lie straight. Slightly dazed because I'm unarmed in this battle of wits with the army of strange voices occupying the floors of empty space in my head. My life's a one-way journey on the disorientated express.
We're ignoramuses on some simple Middle Ages tip. Big wig player pimps fitted in with apes and chimps. Our intellect's as fake as alligator grins. A natural example of unbalanced brainlessness. You can score a mental mass or calculator chips. Rejects of the information age add up to a data drip. Shining lasers in the eyes of anyone who's hating this. Idiots relate to it. Ignoramuses. I'm an ignoramus, physically brain dead, thick as an ape is. Sitting licking windows in the clinic watching playbus. Face up, I ain't the sharpest tool in the box. I don't get hip hop, but I do think the Coolio rocks. A space head, too wasted, my IQ's basic. Eat, sleep, off, drink and tie my shoelaces. So if I'm dumb enough to get hypnotized by grooves on drain lids, I'm dumb enough to spit on mics in rooms full of strangers. Too much rooming in late nights got me wondering who switches off the moon during daylight. I've a great mind to come and show all you other nethead dummies if I hadn't gone and sold my car for petrol money. This goes back, way back, before preschool. Back to when somebody took a slash in my gene pool. A mean crew, me and Apok stay together only to prevent any remaining brain cells getting lonely. Ignoramuses on some simple Middle Ages tip. Big wig player pimps fitted in with apes and chimps. Our intellect's as fake as alligator grins. A natural example of unbalanced brainlessness. You can score a mental mass or calculator chips. Rejects of the information age add up to a data drip. Shining lasers in the eyes of anyone who's hating this. Idiots relate to it. Ignoramuses. The definition of artificial intelligence. I bet you think I'm smart, but I really just pretend to be. I'm hardly Leonardo inventing just and scribbling in course books. I'm Baron Samedi, ghost written by George Bush.
In the UK tour book has areas of incredible natural density. We can manage to evolve intelligence in a matter of centuries. We move as fast as thought, cause our thoughts are as fast as centipedes with snap legs attached to a pole by elastic round the centipede. Thick as 2 short planks and active as plankton in the Dead Sea.
Oh, hold up, who's spitting next? Me? I'm confused, Pop. 2 speakers short of a boombox.
Chewing on moon rock, 2 bars short of a tune lock, 2 germs short of the flu pox.
2 scissor snips short of a juice.
2 classrooms short of a school block, some of the huge jocks.
8 cans short of a 6-pack.
2 punches off a rib crack, 2 stitches off of a limb crack.
Ignoramuses on some simple Middle Ages tip. Big wig player pimps fitted in with apes and chimps. Our intellect's as fake as alligator grins. A natural example of unbalanced brainlessness. You can score a mental mass or calculator chips. Rejects of the information age add up to a data drip. Shining lasers in the eyes of anyone who's hating this. Idiots relate to it. Ignoramuses.
I used to be the picture of health. Now I only remember my wife through the picture on the kitchen shelf. And though she tries to help and stands in front of me daily, my eyesight is failing and my life sights are fading from my grey matter. A haze in the place of the data from today backwards. A stray scatter of images and a mixture of syllables omitted is all that persists of my minute-to-minute existence. But what's still with me is a vision of the 60s, clear as crystal, and more of the instant than this week could ever manage. Frail trembling hands clambering to grab sanity in a grasp of language at the clasp of the mattress, trapped on my back cause the carer is absent and I haven't the breath in my gradually collapsing lungs to call for an ambulance. The average man couldn't understand my mangled tongue's plea for assistance, struggling to shift an inch in my positioning. concentrating on the instant to stop my brain from drifting, and to focus on a situation so hopeless where life seems like the dream from which I never woke up but had never fallen asleep. Fighting through the waters at my feet to the beaches of Normandy, while they're hauling my meat part through the park in a wheelchair. My heart's weak, barely able to beat as I'm sweet 16, taking my dancing feet down a darkened street, breathing the sweet air of youth. And each care is reduced to a bearable bruise on the wall of my subconscious stronghold. Friends no long ago gone off like the flame-lit Viking longbow, waiting for the nurse to remember to wet my dry tongue and throat. I'm a long-done ghost, trapped by paper-thin walls marked by the maps of my life carved on them in purple. My spirits become the feedback loop. There's the distortion causing the cracks in my mind, and I'm working on returning full circle to the beginning. My innocence similar to infancy, as I don't recognise my own children, slipping into senility, and it fits so comfortably as my sanctuary, my home and prison. I don't know anyone, I've known so many, but they've gone, and I'm getting ready. I don't know anyone, I've known so many, but they've gone, and I'm getting ready. So I'm packing up my troubles in an old tin can and kicking it into touch. Tired of living trapped in this prison of dust and ashes that I used to grip so tight, but trust it passes as the cataracts capture the last drops of sadness left, replaced by sterile grips attached by patches to my bent and withered arms. I'm the Pharaoh King, living embalmed and kept arisen by the charms and spells of modern medicine, maintaining a connection to this shell of death's intent on severing, and I'm letting him, cause I've no wish to remain in this time-injured frame I'm tethered in, and the effects of the elixirs and mixture of painkillers is wearing thin. I'm staring into oblivion and it looks so inviting, searching for the tunnel with the extra bright lighting, not frightened as to walk into the unknown from the secure cell my life's been, leaving a dead weight flesh so heavy without the spirit within it to lift and to lighten. I don't know anyone, I've known so many, but they've gone, and I'm getting ready. I don't know anyone, I've known so many, but they've gone, and I'm getting ready.